Okay, so we're gonna start working on the Volkswagen. I'm going to do kind of a half Scotty Kilmer parody slash my normal routine kind of thing, just to make everybody happy. But I went and got a tool for this that I'm gonna need for the CV shafts, and I've already proved it works. But I got one CV shaft free. It uses an M8 triple square bit, so I got that, and I'll go do the other side later. But alright, first you want to remove the battery. As you can see, I've already done that. Then you want to disconnect all these connectors. Just guys, I'm not feeling the Scotty Kilmer thing today. I'm not in the mood. So I'm sorry, I was gonna do the whole thing, but I just can't freaking seem to do it. So I've pulled the battery out, which is like bigger than the one that's in my truck. I went ahead and disconnected all these connectors. One of these is probably for is like a position sensor, yada yada yada. You got probably a reverse wire. I'm gonna disconnect this one connector, or this linkage. And I got this other one here. I think I'm gonna have to get a flat blade on it. Unless it's a hopefully I don't break it. I'll be pissed. I'm gonna slid this off of here and unplug. There's like just one connector. Unplug that, and I gotta get my wrench. I think that's gonna be this 13 here. Undo that cable and get the starter out of here. Now I'm gonna get that link off. I got one CV shaft off. It uses an M8 triple square. You can see I got all the hardware right there. Got my little doodad. This was $6 at Napper Auto Parts, and I got this one free here. I can probably push it up out of the way. I do need to remove. Let's see, that mount is gonna have to go. Probably just undo it there, and then I don't think I have to mess with it on the. Yeah, it looks like this other mount here goes onto the transmission, and then you have it just bolts to the starter, and it's pretty much not connected to anything else. So okay, first thing I want to do is remove the CV shafts, which you can see I've already done 5 hours ago. Now I'm just removing some miscellaneous stuff I'm not going to tell you about, and then I'm removing this, and then next thing we're going to do is pull the transmission. Alright, and the last shift linkage is just a little ball thing. It just popped it right off. Hopefully it's not broken. If not, I'm going to use a whole bunch of zip ties to hold it on. Anyways, yeah. I'm at a point where I can actually get a socket down here and start removing this bolt here, and then once I do that, I get my I'll get something up in there to catch the tranny. I might actually end up going to get my cherry picker to pick this guy up from somewhere. Where does he got a hook somewhere on this end? Maybe? No? Are you gonna be like the 351 and not even have a thing? Okay, so the Scotty Kilmer bit for this one is going to take too much of my time, so I'm just kind of doing a whatever. And this is my first time learning this clutch job on this damn car, so I got the transmission like it's just floating in there. The only thing holding it in is this little metal bracket and the CV shaft, and then the input shaft still in the clutch. So if I just get those two things out of the way, like that metal bracket, will be in business. Alright, I gotta go to the parts store and get a freaking, I don't know why I touched that. I have to get a set for this thing. Freaking little bastard uses like, I want to say it's like probably a, I don't know, triple square or something weird. 12-point freaking set on it. That transmission did not want to come out of there. Kind of messed up the plate there. I'm going to have to clean it up a little bit on the end there, but it'll be fine. Look at this is like the Colt, except this has got coolant too. And look at the inside of that. Oh, don't mind me. It's just full of water now. You're like, shit. Ah, this sucks. I gotta finish this freaking car up in the rain. So the last 18 times I went to Napa to get different tools and parts for this damn thing, I keep forgetting to get freaking brake cleaner so I can clean up this flywheel and as well the new pressure plate and make sure the clutch has a nice clean surface to go up against and not freaking get all oil and dirt and stuff on it. So I'm gonna get my rain jacket. I gotta get a canopy to minimize downpourage. But here's the flywheel. I'm going to go get some gloves here in just a second. Clean this up. It's the original flywheel. And then I believe the clutch disc is also original too. Interesting, huh? So, yeah. Anyways, I totally didn't mark this thing when I took it off, but I got the 2 timing marks there. I believe are going to be up along with on the pressure plate. There's like a spot where one bolt goes down low. I think that's going to be right over that, so hopefully that's right. If not, shit happens. I had to get a 9mm 12 point for the bolts to hold this in, and I will find out here in a second what the center is going to be. I know the new bolts are actual, you know, sockets that will work with sockets that I actually have. So I'm hoping to get the old clutch out, what's left of it, get that new one in there, clean that thing up, get him back up in there. Looks a lot cleaner than he was, still coated in goo. I gotta seal up the one side, take that cover off real quick and put some goo on it, slam that back in. Okay, this video was going to be like a total Scotty Kilmer thing, but this is a learning curve and a total nightmare for me, so I'm really sorry I foiled the plans, but we got other opportunities for that. Making sure the new clutch pressure plate fits in there, it does, and even the pin lines up, it only goes in one way, so if you don't mark it, you're good to go. But this guy here, the original one, there's like 1 and there's like 2, 3, 4, and 5 million different locations. But the clutch is so worn out. Look, it was riding into the rivets. The rivets were riding into this for the longest time. This thing is done. She was having a hard time going into first gear. And I'll show you one reason why she's having a hard time going into first gear. This is all it's a cable operated clutch. And look at that mess in there. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna bother with that. Fuck it. So this little guy here, he is going to hold, I don't even know where did it go? Oh, I dropped it right here. It's gonna hold this guy in. So check out the grooves. And this thing here was all cracked. I just like looked at it and it bent. Look at that. This thing is all like bent and stuff. It's all warped. Piece of crap. And then here's the clutch. So this is the flywheel side, which I'm very thankful for. And then well, it's been sitting overnight, but this is the pressure plate side. Oh my god. Yeah, she said it made a snap. Well, I guarantee that snap was just clutch material going right everywhere. Yeah, this thing was done. Look at that. So I'm gonna get the new pressure plate, put that back on. I'm gonna get my new bolts, put that in here, and then I'm gonna see. I should have a clutch alignment tool. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to eyeball it like I did with my truck. That was a piece of cake. eyeballed it. Freaking transmission went in after fighting with it for 5 hours. So I'm gonna see if there's an alignment tool. There should be. It said there would be, so I'll be pissed if there isn't. Here's the clutch alignment tool. Awesome. I don't even know how it works. Is it freaking cool like that? I'll find out. VW clutch aligner number 46. Alright, along with the new clutch, I did get new flywheel bolts. I did do a little research on this before I dug into it, so got the new bolts in there. I'm going to move my jack out of the way, kind of clean up a little bit, and I'm going to run those in with a tool I'm not going to tell you I'm going to run them in with. I did it with my truck and the Explorer and have had good luck so far. Actually, the Explorer, I didn't use a torque wrench on it, but whatever. So, brand new bolts, brand new clutch, went right in there. And then the tricky part is getting the new disc, clutch aligner and everything all into one freaking sumbitch. But, let's see, I think this is my new one. Yes, my new spring. This comes with a new thing. Get rid of that. That clutch is done, man. Oh man, I mean, it is just done. Like nothing. It ain't going nowhere. So this thing goes in like that, you know, the little fingers catch on it, and then that spring is going to come in here into these two holes, but it's going to go under the little tabs, which locks it in there and keeps it center. So that will be a load of fun, I am sure. But then again, this is not too bad. It'll still be fun either way. So I'm going to piddle around with this and start getting the clutch back on. I'm just kind of taking my time. I'm really, I don't want to be in a hurry. Because if I am in a hurry, then shit don't get put together right. So I want to put this thing back to the way it was, or put back together the way it was before I got it, except the only difference is it'd be freaking driving. I'm sure it'll be nice and happy with a brand new clutch. And I'll probably wipe that down one more time. And I totally killed a can of brake clean on not that, but the flywheel. Should have bought two, whatever. Alright, I got that clutch nice and snug in there. It doesn't move around anymore like it used to. Like you can totally get in there with a screwdriver and just move it over. In fact, on the, well, I don't know where the hell it went now. I probably chucked it, but on that little alien spaceship thing that pushes the clutch open, that was totally like, the push rod for it was like off to the center probably for the longest time. So that clutch was just going wherever the hell it wanted to. I farted. So anyways, yeah, part of my back is wet. That's okay. I'm totally cool working in the rain because it is way cooler than being in the beating down sun. So you know what? Thank you, Oregon. Anyways, I did find a coolant leak on this thing. One of the hoses, this guy back here, totally leaking. So that and the random oil leak that is coming from, I don't even know where the hell it is. Probably the valve cover. My only assumption. The two are mixing together and making jello pudding. So, whatever, that new clutch is in there. I'm gonna take this guy here and I'm gonna snug all those down. Those weren't very tight. I mean, I had this guy here and I just kind of, it's just, alright, so that's all tightened down now. We're good to go. We're ready for training. It's pretty simple. Really, when you know what you're doing, it's so easy to get this transmission out. It's literally just like 4 bolts, a bracket, and undo that, and then undo the thing over here, the mount, and then it just comes out. And CV shafts, you know, whatever. But I'm gonna go clean up some goo, put some goo on the thing, and seal it up, and yada yada yada, and then so on and so forth. And then freaking once that's ready to seal up, give that maybe like an hour or so, and I'll go pop this thing back up in here. One of the things I did do is I did take this side piece off, which has the clutch thingamajigger on it. See, it has this rod. It pushes in and out. You'll want to replace this because we get a new one. get a brand new one. I bet you that one's just toast. Just put that right in there. I should bring this rod back a little bit. It's got like a little magnet in it. So, anyways, what I was saying is I took this off to, you know, to make sure nothing was broken, which we're all good here. So I broke the old gasket and I need to make a new one. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is just use some sealant of Satan and just freaking put it on there. If this was an automatic, I wouldn't be doing this. But since it's a manual, it's just gears, it doesn't give a shit. Totally just gonna wipe that up really clean and slap it on there. Alright, I got that sealed up. Look, you can't tell. Tightened it all down nice and snug. I was gonna replace that green cover with the new one, but you know what? I have having a gut feeling that I'm gonna put that in there and it's gonna go clink, 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 clink. So I just tapped that thing right back the hell in there and freaking I'm leaving it in there. The only reason why you'd replace that is because you'd pull that arm off and then you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna put the new thing in there. But I'm like, screw that, take the whole thing right the hell off. You're gonna have the transmission out anyways. Freaking put the new thing in, put that back together, and then you're done. Okay, so I'm almost done with this bitch. Doesn't look like it, but I'm actually probably about maybe a couple hours out. I'm just, I got the one bracket back in there. Of course, I got everything piled in the way. I got 2 bolts in, so this transmission is glued to the thing. Got 1 bolt down bottom to do up, and then I gotta put this one front mount back together. Put the starter back in, and then I gotta reattach all this. Kind of get it back to where it was. There's no real adjustment, so I just kind of eyeball it, and then it's good to go. And then torque that down, and then just a couple odds and ends. The clutch cable's got to go back, and then I'll probably leave it up off the ground like this, and just see if the clutch will disengage and if we'll go into gear, and if it will shift gears. So yeah, at the moment it has a brand new clutch, and it should be done. I'll probably get it done by 6 tomorrow, and then I can get it to the lady who owns it. So it drives absolutely no power at all, and it like hesitates. I don't know how to put my scanner on it, figure out what's going on. I think the temp sensor was one code I got. So this is a part in the video where my battery for my camera died. So basically, I threw a code for the crankshaft position sensor. I know one of the wires that we had to move around to get the starter out was going to that, but I went and inspected the wire loom and I didn't see anything broken. Nothing was, while the engine was running, I moved the wires around, pushed them together, and I didn't get a difference in idle quality. So I'm not sure if that was just starting to go out because of, you know, it sat for 3 days without running or whatever. Actually, it sat for almost 2 weeks without running. So I'm thinking that the sensor is going bad. But the other code was for the intake air temperature sensor, which wasn't really affecting it. It was just throwing a check engine light, and it was telling the computer that it was -5 degrees outside.